like that kind of routine that you build up, it makes working every day and like locking in easier. Because you have that routine, you know what to expect, you know how you want to work, and every day you're trying to get better at what you're doing. So I definitely enjoy the process too.
Yeah.
Just sometimes it's easy to get so deep into it
Yeah.
that you just like forget maybe like the basis, or you forget kind of why you enjoyed it in the first place. So.
Hi, everybody. Stage 2 in with the Sport and Tribune. I'm here with likewise Massu after their series against Cloud9 today. So you were able to bring it into a 5-game series and then make it into something competitive, but just reflections after all that, is it just mentally draining because of how close it was and what you could have done?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely pretty draining, especially a series like that where it was honestly pretty close. And I felt like I was in a position to do a lot more, but I did not. So it is pretty tiring. And then going into game 5, once you have like too much that you're thinking about, and then you're also kind of tired from playing the 4 games, which is honestly like a skill to be able to just move on. You lose some details, which are very important, and then it can make the game way harder.
Can I ask you about that skill of being able to move on? Like, is it one of those things where, you know how players say you just GG go next, but is it just a lot easier said than done to be able to do that within a 10-minute span? And I guess, how do you go about being able to get in that position and develop that skill?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know, because it is easier said than done, but it is as easy as just going next.
Yeah.
So it just kind of depends on like your mindset and like the, I guess, mental space you're in. Because realistically, like anything that happened in the game before doesn't matter. Obviously, there's some things that are gonna happen from game to game.
Yeah.
So those you need to talk about quickly while you're talking about the next draft, and those are the important ones. But like individual mistakes, mistakes on champions, like mechanically, stuff like that, I think you just need to forget about quickly and just move on. So it's easier said than done, but it depends on your mindset.
Is that something that you developed when you were in like Fly Academy all those years ago, or is that something that's more just a recent reflection as you've taken a more of a leadership position within this team?
Yeah, I feel like this year especially, I've developed that more. I'd say I was always kind of pretty decent at just going on to the next game and focusing on what's next. But sometimes, maybe when I'm not feeling as confident, or when I feel like I made too many mistakes, that's when I like ruminate a little bit. But
yeah, I mean, I imagine just the human side, it's hard not to ruminate about those different things. I guess for you this year, because I spoke to you at the very beginning of it, and you were talking about how you already felt the shift of just trying to develop more of your voice and just help the rookies essentially. But how has it been for you these past 4 months now that you're, I guess, midway in the season?
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot better. I feel like everyone on our team has gotten a lot more vocal. We kind of know how people want to play now. We know how we want to communicate with each other, and we're kind of just like working on that every week. And I feel like at the start I was scared of making like the wrong calls or the wrong ideas, and then just making the game harder. But that's just like something that I had to get over. Just learn the game better, learn more, and like accept that I will not always make the right call, and I just have to give some direction if people need it. So yeah,
it's like coming to acceptance that you're not gonna have it 100% together, even though you're in this type of position. Where would you say, like, at first it felt like you needed to be in that position where you had to just be 100% perfect with your calls?
That's initially like the idea I had in my head.
Yeah.
Especially because I mean I feel like when I was playing with Inspired, most of the time it seemed like he was very on point with what he called for and just like the direction he put in the game. So it felt like that, but now I realize like there's a lot more nuance.
Yeah, it's like it seems. I mean, because I feel like this split, you've really just elevated your level of play back again. It's not like you were ever bad per se, but then you're within that conversation of a top 80 carry again. Alleviating that pressure of having to be 100% perfect, do you feel like that's allowed more space for you to actually, focus on just the holistic things and get back to the base of what you were back in 24, 25, 23?
Yeah, I think that's definitely helped. I think overall, I'm still way better than I was 2 years ago or 1 year ago.
Yeah.
Even though maybe like sentiment might not be that, or just like how people think about it. But for sure, like taking off that pressure of having to always be making the correct choice, and just in practice accepting that I need to just make a choice and then review it after and learn. That's helped a lot.
Yeah, and it seems like that type of similar cadence is how you move past losses like this, where just straight up, it's just a lot of hours to be at the studio to ultimately come to the result that you don't want.
Yeah.
But then having that period to just reflect and then be able to analyze your mistakes, go forward into it, gives you a lot more confidence with it all. I mean, another thing I wanted to just ask you about, I think 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago, your mom visited you for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
What was that like for you? Because I feel like you're a very family-oriented person.
Yeah, I mean, it was really nice. FlyQuest flew out our moms for Mother's Day. And they just gave them like a nice experience a few days in LA. They came to watch our game. And it was really nice. I hadn't seen my parents since the last offseason, so it's been like 5 months. So it was just a really nice refresher, or like a breather that I get. Because when you're practicing every day, when you like don't see family and you're with the same people every time, especially because we're a team, we live together and we spend most of our time together, it could become like a robotic cycle almost. So just seeing my parents, seeing my mom, it helped me come out of that and like re-energize.
Do you prefer it to, at least during this season, for the most part, do you prefer it to be systematic like that, so that you can just stay locked in the zone and you don't really have as many things throwing you off from just like your primary focus? Because I guess for me, I think there's times where it is nice to be able to just have things repetitive, because I don't know, you're just a bit more dialed in with things.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
what are your thoughts on that?
I agree. I think like that kind of routine that you build up, it makes working every day and like locking in easier. Because you have that routine, you know what to expect, you know how you want to work, and every day you're trying to get better at what you're doing. So I definitely enjoy the process too.
Yeah.
Just sometimes it's easy to get so deep into it that you just like forget maybe like the basis, or you forget kind of why you enjoyed it in the first place. So
I imagine that's also because like once you're in that type of automated zone, like, does it almost feel like your happiness is really dictated on just like wins or losses? Or do you try to separate and just take a step back and then realize am I at least improving after each of these matches?
Yeah, that's a pretty good question, honestly. I think in scrims or during practice, I can do that, where even if we lost the game, if I felt like I played well and I had the right ideas about the game and I made like good comms, then I don't feel bad about it in scrims.
Yeah.
But on official matches, even if I played like the first 30 minutes perfectly and then I messed up on the last team fight and it lost us the game, it feels way, way worse. So in that sense, I feel like when you're playing officials, for me at least, I'm tied to the result in official matches, but not in scrim.
I mean, that's understandable, because those official matches dictate whether you go to international events with things. Is that how you kind of prefer it with those official matches? And it's like, while it's tough to base it off of the wins and losses, like it's just something that you need to do at that type of level? Or is that something that maybe isn't the healthiest way and you want to at least have that same type of a similar-ish mentality that you have with scrims to stage?
I think there's like a healthy balance to find in that. I think for sure it's nice to kind of feel that pressure from having to play a official match because it actually counts on record.
Yeah.
And it matters to what you're doing next. So that's nice. But at the same time, I need to balance it with remembering to like, I just need to play the best game that I can. Like winning or losing is the result. But if I do the best that I can, then no matter what, that's what I did what I could. And I feel like that's the balance I'm trying to find right now.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like over the years, you're starting to ask yourself those types of questions to refine everything about just being a pro player aside from just CSing and just laning.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, well, any final words that you have? I don't want to hold you here for too much longer.
Not many, but I saw that we have a lot of fans this year, especially a lot of new ones, because we're such a young team, and I imagine we're pretty exciting to watch, especially because we do some crazy shit sometimes.
Yeah, it's pretty
for good or bad. So I hope you guys keep watching us and supporting us because we'll keep getting better.
Awesome. Thanks for your time, man. Appreciate it.